Hi guys, welcome to my videos. So guys, with lot of visa rejections on various grounds, lot of people have this question like what is marriage of convenience? Because when it comes to spouse visas, it's very important to prove the marriage is genuine and it's not a kind of marriage of convenience. That is what we are going to discuss. So I'm going to include the link in the description. You can go ahead and read the details as per IRCC site. So if you search it on Google, you will find various pieces of information. So basically, what I have understood, again, before I proceed further, I would like to clarify I'm not an immigration consultant or government authority. This is just based on my knowledge and research, and whatever information and I'm gonna tell you is readily available for public on IRCC and various other public sites. So, guys, what is marriage of convenience? You can term it like a contract. It's kind of contract, and the whole purpose of this contract is to get immigration to Canada. So this is like when you make a contract, there are like two or more parties are involved, and there is some benefit exchange. So for the applicant, this is kind of benefit is like getting immigration to Canada, and for the sponsor, benefit could be anything starting from money to financial. Money to property, foreign property, or anything, any kind of benefit. Like you cannot even imagine, like what people can go for, but like the sole purpose is important, like it's like kind of marriage of convenience, like you are having a contract, there's no legitimate relationship, there is no genuine relationship, there is no intention to establish a family and anything. This is just like, hey, the sole purpose of this marriage is to get immigration. So you should always avoid this. I know there could be some cases that might have slipped through the eyes of visa officers, but they are highly trained to catch them. And if you are a Canadian citizen, permanent resident, or like sponsor, whatever you are, I mean, you should not think that you will not be charged if in case you are caught. You can be charged, and it is clearly written on the IRCC official website. I think they're going to take it on case by case basis and the amount of fraud involved. So for those who apply based on this, the penalties could be even harsher. Like they can take legal action against. They can ban you for 5 years. They can even deport you from Canada if you're already in Canada. So all these things are there. So technically, guys, there is no need to do this. If you go to Immigration Canada website or IRCC website and go through the Come to Canada wizard, it shows you many options. There are many options as per your case. You can evaluate which way you can go through, which way you can work upon, so that ultimately you hit your target and things are gonna be fine from there, rather than just going around on doing something crazy. Never do that, because it protects you, your family, and everything else. Like if you are doing it and you are paying a large sum, and in case you get caught, your dreams dashed, who's gonna be blamed? Only yourself, no one else, right? So don't do anything like this, and thanks for watching, guys.